Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So before we start to the main topic of the video, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Andina Nabilah Gustriani from PBI in 5th semester, and today I would like to show you my observation of the teaching demonstration that Olivia does teach her students. I made this video to fulfill my last exam of the 5th semester. So without any further ado, let's go to the main topic of the video. So for the background that I've brought on my methodology of TESOL observation, the worksheet that I've did, for the background information, we have the teacher is Olivia Putri Mulyadina. Then the date of she teaching is on 11 January in 2023, and the school name is SMA Tansa. The course name of the lesson is announcement text in English lesson, and the level is a 10th grade. This is a pre-intermediate. Also, the number of the students is 12. They are all female students on the class. So the description of the students in this video, there are 12 female students that range in age are 14 to 16 years old, and they all are wearing well-dressed uniforms from La Tansa. The objective of the learning activities that informing announcement text should enable students to do 6 things. The first is recognize the terminologies used to describe the different kind of announcement text. And then the second is list the words or vocabulary in the announcement text. And the third is identify the expressions that are frequently used in announcement text. And 4, recognize the social function, textual organization, and language components of announcement text that are similar or different. And then 5th, examine how announcement texts are structured. And the last but not least is practice to write a text for an announcement text. So the skill focus in this class is writing, I guess, because there are so many practice on it. There are practice how to do the announcement text, and then for the grammar structures or vocabulary new that I found in this class is public declaration. Then for the lesson in here, for the warm up or opening, the teacher wasting a time 5 minutes time. And for the opening, the warm up for the teacher is greeting the students by asking the students how was they feel, and this teacher reminding the students about their last meeting material, and that helps students to remember every material that they learned. And then for the presentation, the teacher is wasting the time about 15 minutes. This is the task 2 in the presentation, and that is the building knowledge. The teacher gave the students a paper text that included the example of the announcement text, so the students can read it clearly, can read it peacefully, like they don't need to look up to the whiteboard. Then, which is such a good idea for me, because the students have their own text, so they will recognize it and analyze it fastly rather than they just look up at the screen or the whiteboard. Then the task 2, the next is modeling. The teacher told the students to read the announcement text and understand it. Also, the teacher told the students to analyze the text so they can find some new vocabulary. The teacher told the students that they need to find their difficulties or puzzle, or do the puzzle for the paper that the teacher gave to the students, so the students will analyze it and found their difficulties on it. And that's very interesting to learn, I think. And then the task 2 in the presentation is also including independent construction. The last point is that the student need to find their difficulties in the text that they don't understand. As I mentioned at the first, there are 2 tasks the students need to finish in this meeting or in this class, the students need to find the information of the text, and then the students need to write down the things that they don't understand well from the text. So in the next is the task 3 for the presentation. After all they finishing their puzzle and they interaction each other to collecting their answer, then the teacher explain about the announcement. That's the start of the explanation in here. The teacher start to explain about the announcement from the definition until the social function of the announcement text. And then for the practice, the teacher and the students wasting the 20 minutes. This is the task 4 or joint construction. The teacher gave the students the task to write a text announcement in a group. After that, the group of students should analyze the structures of the announcement text. And then the 3 groups that they made of the students do their task and present it one by one after that. And this is such an interesting to do too on the class, because it will make the class build the chemistry more rather than they just hear the teacher explanation. So this one is so interesting for me. For the evaluation or assessment, the teacher is wasting 5 minutes. The evaluation is on the task 5. The teacher reminds again the conclusion of their material about announcement text and then gives the students the homework. So the students will be more like understanding about the topic. The task 6 or closing. In this evaluation or assessment, before closing the class, the teacher asks again to the students about the material and ended the class peacefully with prayer, like the first time they holding the class. Then for the reflection, I collecting my answer. It's the first that the teacher used the communicative language teaching. The teacher always checking the students by ask them questions, so the students will feel comfortable in the class and not feeling the left out, because the teacher still keeping her attention to the students, so the students will not get bored at all. In this class, I am so impressed because almost all students are engaged to the lesson, but there are I found that 6 students that active in the class, and they all are great students too. They are really well-mannered students with confidence to speak in the class. That's very good. The students talk more or less than the teacher, but that doesn't mean that they have a bad interacting. I saw many students do really well and confident. So the warm-up of this class is the teacher asks the students about their condition first before they're going to the new material, and then the teacher keep reminding the last material, so the students will still remember what they learned from last week. And then the material presented, it's about the announcement text, and that's such a great teaching method, I guess, because Olivia teach very well in the class. How did the learners practice the new material? The learners practice the new material by analyze the text firstly individually, then make a group to discuss and create the announcement text together in a group. And after that, the teacher also give their homework, so they will more understanding about the announcement text. The evaluation in this class is so great. I can see their chemistry, understanding to the material after they're practicing to do write an announcement text. And then the last word that I want to say is I feel so impressed with the teacher. Was he teaching just so good. Then the teacher teaching very well, while the students are more smart and active too. There are no shy students in the class, and I think they have a great chemistry, so they can understand each other and do the task very well. And I have a bit suggestion for the teacher, maybe you can include into the classes. But the teachers already teaches well, as I mentioned. Maybe the teacher can try some interesting games on it, since there's no game on the class. As I see, they just do their assignment and tasks, like making a groups and analyze it together, but there's no games on the class. So I think the student will get bored easily if they, but it doesn't mean that Alivia teaching, I just suggest this one because I want to make the class more brighter than this. I also learned how to build the class chemistry by just keeping asking the student question. That's Alivia do when she teaches. So that's my explanation about my observation of Alivia teaching demonstration in the TESOL material. So without any further ado, I'm sorry if I had a lot of mistake for the grammar error. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a great day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.